Handsome treasure hunter Nathan Drake and handsome journalist Elena Fisher are on the hunt for sunken treasure. Nate finds the empty coffin of his probably relative Sir Francis Drake. Drake faked his own death but left his diary behind, which is handy. Their boat gets wrecked by pirates and hairy scoundrel Sully turns up to save the day.
I can't leave you alone for a minute, can I?
Being true gentlemen, Sully and Nate ditch Elena and set out to find El Dorado, which is actually a gold sarcophagus and not a city. They take a detour via a German U-boat and find another page of the diary. They bump into rival treasure hunters Atok Navarro and Gabriel Roman, who's a proper British bastard. Sully gets shot and Nate reunites with a very grumpy Elena.
Whoa there, cowboy. That's for leaving me at the dock.
What the hell are you doing here?
They head to South America where their plane is downed by pirates, taking the wrecked vehicle count to double figures. The big twist happens and we learn that Sully is alive and working the long con to confuse Nate's rivals. We have Uncharted's famous what the fuck moment when mutants appear and start tearing people up like damp toilet paper. Turns out El Dorado is hidden for a very good reason. The monsters are Nazis cursed by the statue. Yes, it's a rubbish explanation. The bad guys take Elena captive, Roman opens the sarcophagus, goes feral, and Navarro pops him. Nate and Navarro have a climactic scrap, and Navarro gets dragged to the gloomy depths when El Dorado falls into the sea. That leaves just enough time for Elena to hand back Nathan's discarded ring, and for Sully to make things awkward when they're about to kiss.
You two got a funny idea of romantic.
Sully!
Thanks, Dad. Uncharted 2 starts on a knackered train hanging over the edge of a mountain. A flashback tells us Nate is after a Celadon oil lamp, which will lead him to a map revealing the treasures of Marco Polo. He's encouraged by Nate's new main squeeze, Chloe, and the transparently shifty Harry Flynn.
Go in through the sewer. I'm loving it so far.
Because Flynn is British, he betrays Nate, nabs the map, and shits off to find the lost city of Shambhala, leaving Nate in jail for burglary and lamp vandalism. Chloe and Sully turn up and liberate Nate, and they all nip off to Borneo to find Flynn. Here we meet Flynn's boss, irritated potato Zoran Lazarevich. Nate finds a thing.
That's a purba.
They bump into Flynn, and then they pop off to a Nepalese city that Lazarevich is demolishing. They find a letter telling them to head to Kathmandu. We have an awkward reunion with Elena.
Nate?
And meet Jeff, the doomed cameraman. The Purba reveals the location of Shambhala, Jeff gets killed, we didn't see that coming, and they all head to the Himalayas to find the fabled Sintamani stone. An action-packed section on a train ends with Nate getting shot and the train getting blown up, taking us right back to the cliffhanging beginning. A Sherpa named Tenzin saves Nate and takes him back to a nearby Tibetan village where he reunites with Elena. He also meets Karl Schaefer, a crumpled German expeditioner hired by the Nazis who reveals the true danger of the Sintamani stone. Nate nips out to fight some Yetis, we'll come back to that in a bit, and returns to find the village wiped out by Lazarevich. Schaefer tells Nate to destroy the Sintamani stone, which will come easy to a man who ruins everything he gets close to.
Well, the truth is, everything I touch turns to shit.
They head to Shambhala, which is lovely, right until the monsters arrive. They fight more Yetis and discover they're not actually Yetis, but people in suits hopped up on Sintamani stone.
What?
They find the stone, which is actually a lump of blue magic tree sap. Flynn blows himself up and leaves Elena on death's door. Lazarevich, the human fist, drinks some sap and becomes invincible right until the point he's torn apart by Yetis. Our heroes escape a collapsing Shambhala, and the stupid game makes everyone think that Elena is dead. Chloe and Drake have a little moment, and our favourite couple in the history of forever make light of the fact that everyone almost died.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you that I was gonna die?
4.
4?
How romantic. Uncharted 3 starts in an English pub where the shifty Talbot tries to buy Nate's ring with counterfeit notes. A fight ensues, Charlie Cutter subdues our heroes, and we meet icy new villain Catherine Marlowe.
Hello, Victor.
Kate?
Still wallowing in the gutter with your protege, I see.
That's 3 English baddies and the game has only just started. Excellent work, Uncharted 3. We flash back 20 years to see a 15-year-old Nathan Drake searching for Sir Francis Drake's ring in a museum. He bumps into a younger Sully who's working with Marlowe to retrieve the ring. Nate is caught by Marlowe, but Sully rescues him and takes him on as his protege. No, it's not weird, it was a simpler time. Back to the present, and it turns out Cutter's actually a good guy, and secretly the best character in the whole series. We reunite with Chloe and discover the whole thing was a ruse to uncover the location of T. Lawrence's notebook and a map to the lost city of Ubar. We then head to France to look for clues in a long-abandoned chateau. They find an amulet there, but Talbot ambushes them, takes the amulet, and burns down the chateau. Our heroes rendezvous with Chloe and Cutter in Syria, where they find another half of the amulet, which Marlowe also steals. Cutter also breaks his leg, and he and Chloe wisely take a step back in Nate's self-destructive pursuit of disappointing treasure. Next, we're off to Yemen to meet Nate's estranged wife, Elena. They search the city, and a drugged-up Nate discovers Sully has been captured. Nate heads to a cruise ship to rescue his mentor, and we learn that it was all a ruse, rendering this entire section completely pointless.
He's not here.
In reality, Sully is on a convoy in the Rub al Khali desert. Nate stows away on a cargo plane, which inevitably crashes. A horseman named Salim rescues the stranded Nate and tells him King Solomon doomed the city of Ubar when he imprisoned an evil jinn within a brass vessel before casting it into the heart of the city. Yes, really. Nate and Salim destroy the convoy and rescue Sully. Nate and Sully stumble across Ubar, where Talbot shoots and apparently kills Sully. Nate chases Talbot, fighting through Marlowe's suddenly magical henchmen. Nate comes to his senses and finds Sully alive, and we learn that the brass vessel actually contains a powerful hallucinogen. Nate and Sully destroy the winch which Marlowe is using to recover the brass talisman, and the entire city begins to collapse. Marlowe falls into quicksand and sinks into the earth, taking Nate's precious ring with her. As our heroes escape, they are intercepted by Talbot, who finally does the decent thing and dies. Salim appears and escorts Nate and Sully back to safety. They return to Yemen, where Sully gives Nate back his wedding ring, symbolically replacing the one he lost in Ubar. Everyone embraces, and they fly off in Sully's brand new plane to live happily ever after until Uncharted 4.
Come on. Let's see if I can remember how to fly the goddamn thing.
Hey, this has parachutes, right?
Oh, yeah. 3. More or less.